Hi, welcome to Barvotti's 72nd live screening of Tools for Creatives. I am Phoebe Bradbury, and today I will be demonstrating some of the tools I use every day in my art studio, and I wouldn't want to be without them. I find new uses for them all the time. And today I'm actually going to show you how to make one of these tools. There will be promotional offers during the program, and the promo codes will be active during the demonstration and for about an hour after. The current time is 12 noon Central, April 11th, 2022. The reason I tell you that is because if you look at this in the future, that's the promo codes were active in the past. Let's put it that way. Right now, the promotions are only available on amzn.to. I'm back. Okay, I'm just going to turn my screen here so I can see it. And I have a little bit of shadow there. So this is the piece that we came in with, and it's called, I always forget. But it's Purple Domain, and it's very purple. That's part of the reason. That's the name of it. And one of the reasons I'm showing it today is I'm actually this is supposed to be about tools for creatives, and it's not just about selling tools for creatives. I'm constantly making tools to help my work go better. And there's a tool here that scraped through that I destroyed by changing it to a different tool. So I'm going to go and remake that tool and demonstrate that today, just to show you sort of what goes into some of the tools that we make. So I'm talking basically about, in this case, this would be about something I did to this 3-inch modeler to make it do more things than it already does, and it already does quite a lot. So, okay, this one is one that I don't know whether we did it in the last time or the time before. This is gold on black, and it's using a dimensional paint, acrylic paint with a paste in it to give it thickness on a black background. And we've been fooling around with how to make these designs and things like that. And if you've watched me more than once or twice, you probably see me do this. If you'd like to see another one today, I am set up to do it. Just put a G in the chat box, and even if there's just one there, I will do that today. I'll demonstrate that.
And Wayne started following.
Hi, Wayne. Welcome. Okay. And what's the last one? Oh, yeah. This is you're going to be seeing on the way going out. It was done on November the 3rd in our first month, and I was just learning to explore different techniques as I was demonstrating. It was very interesting to me because I hadn't painted for quite a while, and I had mostly been marketing these tools and things like that, and now I have to demonstrate them. So this actually was the beginning of my getting back into paint journey. And I had just made this wonderful little tool from this. Well, I didn't actually make it from that. I made it from something like this, okay? See, it's the 1-inch modeler. And I just went through and put a few holes in it. And then that gave me, where is it here? That gave me this. So you can see I scraped through. Oops, I got this upside down. The reason I know it's upside down, besides the fact that I know it's upside down, and this is the way I had painted it, is that I have my name written here, Phoebe 21. And this gives you a better idea of how this thing works. So the scrapey parts are the lighter blue parts, and the dark blue parts are the paint going to the side when I'm doing it. And I just was so pleased with what happened that I had a lot of fun making this. And okay, so, and some of these, I think this one, yeah, this one for sure. I've just started showing them on abstractartcanada.com. So it's available there, and that's that. So put your C in, oops, where did it go? Oh, I put it over here. Put your C in the chat box if you want to see that. If there's anything else you'd like me to demonstrate that you think I might be able to today, just put that in the chat box and I'll see what I can do, because I'm pretty flexible most of the time. I would like to start doing occasional, let's see, poured paintings, but I'm not quite at the point where I have gotten back to the level which I would like to be when I'm demonstrating them. In other words, I want to be able to do successful poured paintings. But I can do colors on Yupo, and I can do painting on the freezer paper, where I have a freezer paper on the top. And I'm just going to show you one of those and get started. This is one I had sitting out over the weekend. And part of the reason was when I was showing on, oops, I'll move it over a little bit. When I was showing this on Friday, some of my lovely little containers weren't working too well. I wasn't attending to how I opened and closed them, and as a result, it was kind of embarrassing that I couldn't actually squirt the colors out. So I was practicing that. And so this morning I was re-squirting to see if they were actually still working. So there's some very fresh paint on here. There's some very old paint. So these were done on Friday. And this stuff is new, and some of this I did this morning. So I'm just going to show you some of the movements that I might do, fresh over old or whatever. So there's Indian yellow going right through to the other side. And obviously that blue is fairly fresh too. The way I clean these paints, and I don't want to clean this off yet because I can lay that down over here. So that's a laying down movement where I'm not scraping through, I'm just laying down, laying down, laying down. And it's obviously a weird green because it was a mixture of the two that were sitting there. And then you can see when you're laying down on a flat surface like now, I'm scraping away and I'm getting that lovely yellow. But if I want to just go like this, I have a green, sort of a grassy green surface, and I can put my own personal marks in there. Maybe today these are the marks like this. Okay, so you can see there that just playing around with this, they're a lot of fun. Okay, now the way I clean them, I finally got smart and hung a damp cloth right here so I can show you. This is the paint on my tool, and I want to clean it off, so I just have a damp, I buy dark face cloths by the dozen. They're not that expensive. And then I rinse them off and clean them every show. So that's ready to go again. It's absolutely clean. So we're going to go up here and take some of this bright green. This is an opaque green. So we're just gonna, it's a yellow, it's a blue-green actually, I guess. I'm gonna bring that back up there, put some of my marks on there. So I'm just having fun with this. Okay, let's wipe that off. And I'm gonna play with my, this is my parallel line maker. Now it's not the best place to play with it because it's not showing very dark. So let's see if this thing works. Put a little bit of dark blue on there. Okay, I was using it this morning, so, ooh, there it is. So I'm just going to drive it through there. Let's see. So you could use that in a composition or anything. Now what I'm going to show is if you have wet paint and dry paint on the surface, that's fine. But what if you want to get off the wet paint off? You can just take one of these big, where's one of the big ones? Okay, this is a 3-inch mottler, and I'm just going to wet the edge of it a little bit. I don't have to do that, but I just did that so just to show you that I can go right down to the surface again. So it just comes right off, and that's the method you would use to clean your palette or clean off a painting that you didn't like. Which for me, I'm quite an adventurous abstract painter, so with that goes the idea that I'm always experimenting. So I probably get a fair number of paintings that I think I really should wipe off. But this does kind of demonstrate what you can do with these, and I think next time I will have one piece of paper ready that's already got some strokes on it, because then you can see here that if you put something underneath and it's dried from the day before, it's not going to scrape off, of course, but to see it is a little different. So I think I was going to bring in a little spray bottle. Often that's a problem because spraying this stuff isn't always the best thing. Because I'm just going to take this off. So this is one of my damp rags, just to show you that you've taken most of the paint off here. So this could be even where you wanted to be. So that's I'm going to take that off now and put it here. Okay. And I put the used rag, just goes into a pail like this, and after I've rinsed it, I throw it through the washing machine. So that is my eco-friendly method of cleaning my tools. So what I'm going to do now is go back to, where's that purple thing I had? Do you remember where I put it, Pravin? Oh, here it is. Sorry. So here, the reason I'm showing this, it's got a little, I've got it in a plastic cover so that I can use it on my surface and not worry about it getting destroyed, because it's going to end up in Abstract Art Canada too, probably tomorrow or the day after. So what I wanted to show here is that this here, there's a line here, and it's made from one of these. Okay, where will I do that? I'm going to show you that. So it's not from one I had. Okay, this is the one. This is the one it was made from, just to explain it to you. I'll try and get it over here. I'll try and make it a bit bigger. Okay. Okay, bit bigger. Okay, so imagine that this tool was sitting here, and I had holes cut out differently. See, what this was originally the tool, but I only had a hole cut out here, one here, one here, and one here. And so I'm going to try and replicate this tool again, but I basically ruined it because I wanted to make more holes. So you can just see it scrapes through, but it's this width. I can look at my paintings and know what tool I was using just by the width. So this I know definitely, well, I know for sure because I have a video of it. But anyway, I want to make this same tool only with fewer holes on it. See, I've got way too many holes. Can you see that? Yeah, I guess you can. Okay, so I prepared one. Oops, not that one. Where did I do it? Here it is. I prepared one here that tells me sort of where these holes have to go. And I think I made a mistake here because that's not two holes, that's one big hole there. So I'm going to just show you what I do, and I've never done this before. But when I think that I name this show Tools for Creatives, it's perfectly okay to show you how to make one of these. And I have a couple of ways I can do that. I can, this is a very thin blade, but it gets thick quite quickly. And I know I've used scissors before. I always use whatever's at hand, but I think this might work a little bit better to get it on a little bit closer. Am I close enough? Can people see me? Is that okay, Previn? Mm-hmm. Okay. Previn is my husband, and he directs me and tells me when I'm not in frame, and tells me when I don't have my mic on, and anyway, you might want to tell him to tell me something if something's bothering you, because I don't get feedback from you right away. So I'm just going to push this in and pull it out. Push it in and pull it. It doesn't have to go up very far. Push this in. And I'm pretty sure I have to take this one all the way out. Like there's just two lines. So then I'm going to go this way. God, I hope this works. I think the reason that I ended up with such a big piece there, a big part out, is what I didn't, that wasn't the plan when I originally made it, but I really liked it. So it's the plan now. And I doubt very much whether I'm going to get it exactly the way I originally made it, but I'll probably like it anyway. Okay, what I have here, I came so prepared. Well, I thought I was. Oh, here's a little pair of tweezers to pull out this one, and this one, and this one. So that's my new tool. See? And I'm going to try it right now, and then we can compare it to the background one on here. And you can do this with any of these tools. I'm not saying you have to. In fact, I'll do a demo of all the things you can do without, using a parallel line maker. So let's just put a little bit of blue on there. Oh, okay, thank you. I should make it bigger, right? Is that what you were saying? Or did somebody say something? Did anybody put a G in there to see if they wanted? No? Okay. Okay, let's put that in there. What else could I put in there? Oh, let's put a yellow in. Oh, I should have put that over here maybe. Now, I've never done this before in lines like this. So it's, we'll see what happens. And if we like it, we could maybe make a bigger piece out of it. So I'm just going to go along here and go blue. Oh, look at that. Then I'm going to go along here. So I'm laying down. So you can see how much fun that is. It's just like instant plaid. And because I put the colors in like that, I can go this way now. And I think this is, well, this is going to be fun. So to me, this new tool is very good. I love it. That's plaid. Okay, let's put some different colors in there. Okay. Let's put a different color somewhere. Well, now this might make it a little dark, but because red and green does tend to go to gray. But I think what I'll do is maybe work with, playing with some of these other ones.
Yeah,
So
push it up a little bit.
Push it up a bit. Thank you.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. 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 Now, the other thing I can do, which I think always makes these things a little more interesting, is I can go back with a flat one like this, and I can just pull through and make sort of a flat dark space. Now I can press it in, and it can go like that, or I can lay it on the surface. And then I can make marks in there, any kind of marks I want. So, and let's do that up here. Okay, I'm gonna wipe the edge of this off. So, in case you're wondering, I'm wiping it. I've got my towel right here, so you can just see the edge of it. So, nice and clean, or pretty clean, let's put it that way. Let's put this, let's just, so what is fun for me is seeing the ghosts of the other things that are put behind there. And sometimes when I'm demonstrating this, I get so involved, I forget I'm demonstrating. So it's a good thing Previn's here. So let's see. So the purpose here is just to explain that, you know, there's a lot of different things you can do. Like on this one, when I was through, like I had all those big, let's put this across like this. That was so pretty. Okay. When I was through, like I did a couple of these. Oh, I forget. I'm talking about this one right here. Okay. So I had a couple of these going across. Not quite like that. And maybe some going like that. But I still had quite a lot of gooey paint on there. And I have to wipe it off. Okay, let's just do it quickly. And I probably, sometimes I get going so fast I don't change brushes. So I probably changed brushes that I might not have. But if you look at this, I had that one sort of backgroundy thing going on. And then I went across and just to give it more interest. Now this is probably less interesting than this because you can see the design, it's all one color, whereas this is many different colors. But you can probably see there are many things you can do with these funny little tools. Okay, I'm going to take that one off. Still no G on there for, okay. Okay. Oops, I'm going to rinse these off. Take this off first. I'm not actually rinsing, I'm just wiping them off with the towel. Here. Put another one over here. So this is the new tool in the toolbox. This is a fairly old one. Well, they're all tools, but some are more specific. So that's sort of where we're at right now. Let's go out a little bit. That's the new one. Where's the old one? This is the old one. I drew the lines on it so I could see, but okay. And I should wipe that one too. Sorry for taking so much time here. Let's just play an undertone blue. Oh, what else have we got here? Are you typing? No?
Yeah. Put a comment in.
Okay.
G.
Okay. Let's just see if we can do something with this. I'm going to play with it. Okay. So once I make a new tool, I always want to fool around for a while. So let's just get some of this red up here. I'm an abstract painter, so I have painted realistically and do occasionally, like my dog, for example, or something like that. But I've always been fascinated by grids. Not all my work has grids in it, but a lot of my pieces do have grids. So don't be surprised when I'm fooling around that it's a grid. So these have turned out quite black. And I really like painting to music, but we haven't sort of figured out how we could get the kind of music I want to listen to in here while I'm doing this. And also, if I'm talking, there's a bit of a problem. But I love painting to Mozart. Well, do anything to that, really. And I get a whole different type of painting if I'm painting to light jazz or if I'm painting to something like classical music that I like. And I like Mozart because Mozart always lifts my spirits. Well, almost always. Yes, it does. So you can see what I'm doing is just fooling around, having fun. And normally these are done, especially the ones on the butcher paper. This is just done to warm up for the day, so that when I do approach the work I'm taking a bit more seriously, I'll already have fooled around with the tools for a while. And normally I would warm up with brushes as well. But since this program on Amazon is about the products we sell right now, these are the products that I actually demonstrate on Amazon Live. So these little flag-like things I like. And it is possible to just ruin your painting, then keep going, and then end up with a different color and find a new shape. And so it's like a little walk into a new place. So now we're in Phoebe's flag place, because I am just making little flags all over everything. And you can see the stuff behind, and you can see that it's, it's what's on top and what's below. You can sort of see, and just playing with that sort of idea that you can layer on top at the same time as you're scraping below. It's sort of a multi-dimensional playground for me. I don't know, but I like it. So that's one of our things for that. How are we doing for time? Oh, I've got to be careful what I lay that on. Okay. Got lots of time. So here's one that we made yesterday. It's on Yupo paper. And I'm not quite sure what tool we were using. Not all of them, just, where is it? I sort of get used to the look of them. I think for some reason that I got, it's a very regular tool, so, and I don't have many of those, so I'm kind of looking here to see. And I made one of these ones here. I made by a pair of pinking shears. They look like children's pinking shears. They're meant for paper, but it cuts a zigzag line. You can probably see the zigzag line, and I used it. And it's given a very even look to the gold, or to these kinds of things. I am going to do a black on gold one, and then I might do a different color. So this is going to be one where we're going to play with we're going to play with some gold on this. I'll use a little bit of this. This is where I can't open my own cans. Oh, God. Can you open this for me, Previn, please? Thank you. Oh, thanks. Super, super thanks. So this surface here is a UPO surface. That means UPO is an archival paper, and I use it a lot. I bought this bunch by the case. So I don't know whether I had 500 or 1,000, but I've still got about half of them left. And they're white, of course, and I needed to paint this black. So I painted it black with acrylic, because I only use acrylic. So I'm just going to put a little bit on there. Not too much. Oops, I'm going to smear it off with my gloved finger. So it's not necessary to be very careful making something like this, because it's quite damp. And we're actually going to scrape through to the black surface probably several times. But since I've never used this lovely tool that we just made today, I just wanted to have a look at what it looks like. Now, oops, there's a piece of lumpy stuff in there. I'll just get rid of it. Where's a place to get rid of it? There. So sometimes I reuse this. Well, I wouldn't say I reuse it, but I make a bunch of this at a time. And sometimes little dried pieces get caught in there. So I don't always filter it. In fact, it's not really necessary to filter it. But some paints, like for example, if I was doing poured paintings, which I do, I have found that I need to filter it, and that's what's taking me a while to get back to demonstrating them. That was one of the problems I had with showing them. So let's just see. This is a little different because it's got a wide area that it's scraping through, which is quite different than the other tool. Oh, that's nice though, but it's kind of boring. Okay, let's just see what we can do with it. And I'm going to compare it with the other tool. And usually I go right over the sides. I'm not doing this at this point because I haven't really decided what I'm going to do with it. But when I do start doing it, I will go right over the sides because I like my work to extend over the sides. So this is the other tool. This is the one I originally made, one like that big one we just looked at. And then I made this one. And I think it's for the purpose of what I made it for. I was trying, okay, what was I trying to do? Oh, I don't have my initial piece here, but I've got one that's very similar. Oh, I was trying to make something like this. And so I went through several stages. Many of you have heard all those stages before, so I'm not going to go over them. They are on previous videos. But now I work a little bit more with making the movement on them more interesting. So now I'm starting to go over the edges, as you can see. And now I'm just going to try it with this thing. Obviously, you can tell I don't like it because I'm calling it a thing. But anyway. Well, it's actually not too bad. It's too bad I got a bit of stuff in there. And I'm going to do... Oh, is it scraping the paint off? I think it is. Okay. That's something we can work out on. It's not too bad. It's fairly... I think this is better. Well, they're different. Let's put it that way. They're different. And they can be used together because you can use one as a background and one as a foreground. So this would make a great background because it's a little bit smaller, looks a little bit further away. I should probably gob in that part there and try to miss it. But I don't usually fuss with things and fix them after, but I would fix something like that because it's totally different to everything that's on the screen. So this is kind of fun. Okay, oops, that's a bit too much fun. Let's put that way. And let's see what we can do with maybe adding this as something a little bit more serious. Oops. Okay. Do I like that? No. That's better. So usually what I do when this is happening, when I sort of don't know what's going to happen, and the way I operate is I say, oh, I'm just going to play, and when it looks okay, I will stop. I'm not going to try to make something perfect. Oh, I wanted to try this little tool here is the one that was cut with the cheap scissor. What do you call it? It's a sewing thing, a sewing scissors for stopping. Oh, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. That is a different. Yeah, okay, that's it. That's okay. This one's all right. And this is a combination of the big one here and this little one here, which the reason I'm accepting of it or like it is that they contrast and they're on different layers. And so it's okay. It's reached the okay point. So I'm going to set it aside on my okay stack. Here it is. Actually, I don't, that's okay. That redeemed the big one for me. So I'm going to show you what I do when I've used that kind of gold like that. Goodness. Oh, I am trying to open it again. Now, you might have thought the gold was a little bit pasty. The medium that it's mixed in dries absolutely clear, so it doesn't look pasty. When it dries, it looks just like gold. Well, I've never really seen a lot of real gold, but it looks like what I imagine real gold would look like. So what I'm doing is I'm just recovering all that paint and putting it back in there because it stays quite fluid and it keeps well. And this paint is a paint I've used for about 15 years. And I will probably continue to use it. And you'll find it listed on is it on Barvotti.com? Yeah, I think so, on our website, yeah. Okay, so to make it easier next time for opening and closing, it's really a good idea for me to clean off these edges. And that's just sort of dealing with acrylic paints in large batches, and I rarely buy a tube of paint. I always buy it like in these big containers. Occasionally I buy them in smaller containers, but sometimes that only covers half a painting. Do you want to show them my new studio, Preben? We're moving into a new studio, and you'll have a better idea why I tend to use bigger paint when you see this. This is my new studio. We'll be moving into it as soon as we have air conditioning, which will probably be 2-3 weeks. And it overlooks the Gulf of Mexico on behind that. You're looking behind that window. If you look out that window, you're looking at the Gulf of Mexico. And this is the size I normally paint, or it's actually about medium for what I normally paint. But this, I had this lovely easel made for me in a little town called Motul by a local carpenter. And it's got, what's the name, Previn? Weight.
Counterweight.
Counterweight, yeah. So it's got a counterweight system. So when I want to, can you see that? Oh, yeah, I guess. Cool. So if you look at the bottom of the easel, if I want to lift it up 6 inches, I just put my hands there and lift it up 6 inches, because the little weights at the back, if you look at the second picture, balance the weight of the easel, and it'll just stay there. So I don't have to crank anything, readjust anything. So I've wanted one of these ever since I started painting, and ever since I found out about them. So that is why when I paint, a little tube of paint isn't going to last me 5 minutes, and it might paint, you know, a little corner of that painting. So I really do have to have a large amount of paint, and I'm used to working with a large amount of paint. So it might seem to you that I'm being very generous with the paint sometimes and stuff like that, but the paint I buy is reasonably priced, and I can do this, and it's very good quality. Okay, so there I am. What are we going to do for the last minute or two? Or, oh, we've only got 50 minutes. Let's do a little. We did one UPO, didn't we? Yes. Okay. I'm going to put these in the water. I'm going to wipe my hands off. Let's play with this one here. And so we'll try something quite different here. Maybe not so different, because I seem to start doing one thing in a day, and then I tend to continue doing it. But this is quinacridone red, and we're just going to put a little splotch on here. And oh, I know. I'll just see what will happen with this other. I have no idea what this color is going to turn out on this yellow background. This is an Indian yellow background, scraped through, and it's on UPO paper. And I'm going to, instead of using the mottlers, I'm going to see if I can use some of these shapers, which you probably you saw in our, ooh, there's one of those things. That's the one I was looking for. These are shapers, and they do the same thing. They have different ends. And though I don't always use them for, well, I've only really started, we started marketing them recently, and I've used the mottlers for years, and I'm just learning how I can use these. So I'm going to just play with them for a bit, so that I'm just not just talking. It's kind of fun. So this is the 1 centimeter, so it's 1 centimeter across here. These are the largest mottlers we have. And the ones I've got right now, they've got our name on it, but I've had them glued to a piece of paper to demo them and take photographs and stuff. So our tools don't come like that. They are, they're much nicer when they come. In fact, I'll show you. They come in a lovely eco-friendly, without a black splotch, that happened here in the studio, envelope that explains how to look after these. And one thing I should say about all the silicone products that we have is that you should never leave them in, what is it called? In solvents, or you can use them for cold wax and things like that, but you can't leave them in solvents. They will dissolve in solvents. So it's always a good idea to rinse them with water. So this is the set of 10, or 5, of 10 millimeters. So that's 1 centimeter ones. And these show you the different ends. So I have a an angle and a, this one is a taper, a cup chisel. This one's angle chisel. This is a flat chisel. And I think that's a round chisel. Anyway, they can be used for different things, but they can be used for all kinds of things. And the more I demonstrate with them, which is not that often because I'm so used to demonstrating and I like the other ones, I find new uses for them. So this is, oh, I'm not going to use that one. That's my demo set. I'm going to use one of these. Okay, out of my, okay, so this one, it would be, even though it's in the 10 millimeter on, you can see the red one is 10 millimeters across. So this angle there is actually bigger. So I have a bigger size for that one. So I'm going to just, oh, look at that. So these do a lot of the things that the other modelers do. Part of the reason I'm not used to using them is I don't usually use such small tools or work in such a small area, but they are just great. They can do all kinds of things. What I might do here, ooh. So I'm not expecting spectacular colors, but I'm going to use this stuff too. Ooh, oh yeah, look at that. Okay. I'm not expecting what I'm getting. So I just wanted to go over the surface to show you one of the things it's a lot of fun to do if you've got kids or something like that, or even if you've got friends and you choose a set of colors that you like. I'm just going to show this one. And these ones are just the right size for that. So let's choose this. So you want to have a starting point. So let's go in here. Now, usually I make this so complicated that nobody could ever follow it. So this is my attempt to make one that's not so complicated and somebody could actually go in here. Oops. And go out there. And this could be fun for a young child to follow or something. But in this case, it's like a big finger painting. And you could choose better colors if you wanted to, or different colors. It's always good to have a dark-light balance, or a dark-light contrast, because then people can see the movements better. So that's why this was a good choice for this. But I'm pretty sure I can go from beginning to end here, like begin here, here, oops, around here, over there, over there, over there, over there, over there, over there, over there. Oh my God, I think I did it. I think I did it. I think I did it. Oh, I'm going all the way down there, down there. Ooh, oops, a quick sharp turn. Yeah, you can follow the whole thing this time. Usually when I make them, you can't do that. Okay, so that's kind of it's not exactly a maze, because like you could put wrong turns and stuff like that and make it much more complicated, but it's kind of that idea, and it's kind of fun. I'm just going to put it down over here. And I'm going to show you another one. Okay, here's the one that I made that was so complicated nobody could ever get from beginning to end. So you can see that's just a bit much. Too many lines. And I think I ended with a narrower line, and I wasn't really careful. So there is an in and out on this one, but I'm probably going to go over this and do something else with the paper eventually. But here's another idea that's always fun. If you have a favorite saying or a mantra or something like that, you can put it on a, what you call a secret message painting. So This one, secret message, it doesn't have exactly the best message. I don't know why that was my message for that day, but maybe I got interrupted and didn't finish the last sentence or whatever. But it says, I cannot love you. So it's sort of a mystery to me because I made it quite a while ago. It could have been, I cannot love you anymore, or maybe it's, I cannot love you anymore in the sense of, I love you so much, I can't love you anymore. But there can be, we have to admit, many interpretations of this statement. And I think I did it a few years ago. I don't know. No, I didn't write the name on the. So that's just another kind of fun thing you can do. You can, as long as your background is somewhat confused, you could probably, and it's still quite damp, you could probably write a message on there. And let's just see if we can do a little one. I got a little one here. And it's on card. It's gone right in the middle. And I'm going to spread the paint with, where's that blue I love? Okay. Sometimes I think if I had my choice, everything would be blue, but it wouldn't. I do like orange and red and other colors too. So this is a new color I mixed up from the colors where I usually buy them. I mixed my own. I usually mix all my own colors. I don't buy, usually from maybe a set of less than 12, and normally use maybe a set of less than 4 or 5 at a time, usually. I think I'd like to put some Payne's Gray in there too. So this might be a bit much. So Payne's Gray is just an artist's black, if you don't know. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this around. Ooh, I love that blue. Okay, see, that's sort of a transparent turquoisey blue. And so the trick to doing a secret message painting is you put the background in, and then if it's still nice and moist, you can put your message on top, and it will be hard to decipher. So we'll see if we can do that. I don't know if have you got a message, Previn, that you can throw at me? I guess we should plan this before, right? Okay, let's see. I'm going to use one of these smaller ones because it's a small piece of paper. So I'm just having so much fun with this. I've always liked the idea of, so I've flattened it a little bit here. So I'm trying to think of a message that I could put in here. Oh, Happy Father's Day? No. What's coming up? This is April. No, I don't think this is suitable for Easter. Okay. How about this? We'll just see if anybody can get it. Anybody get it? Okay, that's what it's going to be. G-O-I-N-G. Green, it still looks like a G. Let's correct it a little bit. Going fishing. Oops, let's make it nice and clear. S-H-I. Why does that have to be a secret message? Well, you could put gone fishing. But this is for the fisherman that sneaks off to go fishing or goes off fishing and wants to leave a message behind. I don't know. Anyway, going fishing. I got to put this somewhere. Is there anything else I should say today, Previn? I think we've had a good day today. Okay, I'm going to wipe off some of my tools just to remind you. Oh, these, by the way, if you don't wipe these tools off and you leave acrylic paint on them, and it's not true of, I should say, if you leave acrylic paint on them, the paint will dry and you'll just peel it off the next day. It'll come off very easily. So don't get too worried about doing that. It's just that I like to be ready the next day. And so it's very important for me. So I don't want to be peeling it. Peeling it off is a little harder than just giving it a quick wipe with a damp cloth. So that's what I'm saying. And yeah, there's one more. Oh, and I was going to say, you wouldn't want to leave oil on your brushes or anything with solvent in. And all you really have to do is just rinse it with pure water. And you don't even have to dry them. They are very, very easy to look after. I've sort of left gold sitting on this handle, but I'll be able to wash it off when I take it to the sink. Okay, so thank you. I should say thank you for joining us today. You can find us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Central to do demonstrations, answer your questions, or to try making new tools, maybe, and using all of the tools that we have. I'm looking forward to seeing you on Wednesday.